And you are here live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Tellman Knutson. You're here live for episode 214 of the Daily Get Shit Done Show. And we're here to help you get shit done. If you've ever wanted to increase your productivity, if you've ever wanted to overcome procrastination, if you ever wanted to get more of the important things done that matter most in your life and your business, the Get Shit Done Show is here to help. So welcome, everybody. The title of today's episode is Peace Through Pain, and there's a reason for that, which you'll find out here in just a moment. I'm curious about your experience with masochistic tendencies. So, I first discovered my own kind of relationship with going into this super intense state with distance running. And when I first discovered distance running, I was not a runner, and I was like the slowest guy on the team. And I remember the first time it was really hard. My lungs were burning, my legs were shaking. Like I was not a natural born runner, but the level of pain and discomfort that I had to push through in order to kind of break through to the other side helped me to find a new level of kind of internal certainty and peace. And I started running just before my freshman year in high school, really. Old friend of mine that I went to grade school with, Matt Daigle, was a gifted runner, brilliant runner. Convinced me to join the cross country team because the team desperately needed new members. And so I wasn't good at sports at all. I had terrible hand-eye coordination. I was definitely not a sporty kid. And I was pretty antisocial, right? Didn't have a lot of good friends at the time. And so I was just spending a lot of time by myself. And so Matt was like, dude, just come hang out with us. Come run. I was tall and skinny, but my legs, I was born with this condition called femoral antiversion, where the femurs in both of my legs were twisted inward. So my feet pointed in at like 45-degree angles and toward each other. And I could barely walk down the hallway without my knees bumping into each other. It was just, I got made fun of a lot about it. And it was a sort, I was very embarrassed about it. And then I joined the cross country team, and I experienced the runner's high for the first time, and it set me free. It allowed me to escape into a stress-free state, transcendent state. And that was really, but it was also about the same time that I discovered hot peppers. Right about then, I was starting to work my first jobs. I was working in some kitchens, and I discovered I'm your macho man, okay, Giant Gonzalez, whatever you say. And so I discovered hot. So it's funny because I'm half Norwegian, English, Scottish, but I have a little bit of Cherokee in me, and I think that's somehow where my hot pepper connection came in. But the point is, I started running. I discovered running. And during that first season of cross country, 2 weeks into school, I went for my leg exam, and they were like, "Oh man, you're gonna have, you're gonna either have to live with your legs being pointed in for the rest of your life, or we're going to have to break both of them. We're going to have to put flat brakes in both of your legs." And this is the beginning of ninth grade, because I had missed several years of exams, and they were like, "Your bones are hardening. Most people grow out of this by this point, but your bones are hardening. So we're going to have to break both of your legs, put flat brakes in both of your femurs, spin them around forward. And then we're going to put 8 to 10 pins in each femur to pin the bone back into place. And then you'll be in full leg casts for roughly 6 months, maybe longer. And then after that, you'll be in leg braces for another 6 months to a year. I was like, holy crap, you know? And I was like, will I ever be able to run again? And they're like, no, definitely not. And this was my first season. I just kind of like got the bug for running. I was just starting to get in shape. I was just starting to make some progress. I just found something that I really loved, and it was suddenly being taken away from me. And I was like, crap. So I said, well, let's book the appointment, the surgery in for January. So I live in New England. I grew up in New Hampshire, and that's winter, not really good running, not ideal running time. So I decided to have the operation done in the winter, just after my birthday in January. And so what happened was we scheduled that in, and I went back to cross country practice, and I gave it everything I had. And like it was the last time I was going to run, because I thought it was. And during that first season, I built up to the point where I was running to school every morning, 7 miles, going through school, going to cross country practice, and some days running back home afterward. The only thing I did was run. And by the end of that season, my coach, who I'm eternally grateful for, Bill Bellion, amazing cross-country coach, he, taught me how to run. He pointed out to me that my legs were bending back around straight because of all of the running that I had done and all of the strength that I had built. The muscles were literally bending the bones back around straight. And so I ended up going it back, and I ended up becoming not the slowest guy on the team, certainly not the fastest in my first season, but I did get up into occasionally scoring in the top 7 for my team. Now I went to a very small school, so this was not that difficult to do, but it was cool. It was cool. It was life-changing. And going through that time in my life, I was also discovering hot peppers, and hot peppers made me feel very similar to running, right? You go through a period of enormous suffering, and then all of a sudden, you go through on the other side, and you can see things more clearly. And so anyway, I really got into hot peppers and running at about the same time. I still love running. I still love hot peppers. And what I realize now that I didn't realize then is what I was really going after is the trance state. And as a hypnotist or hypnotherapist, as a didgeridoo player, yeah, I've been very interested in moving into this trance state between being awake and asleep, the hypnagogic state, the meditative state, because of all of the infinite possibility that can be unlocked in that state. So my first business was Tellman Salsa, and I used to go around to all the hot sauce festivals and the salsa, hot pepper festivals and conventions and all these things, and everybody sold their salsa and their hot sauce and their merch. But I picked up this shirt once, and I used to have a long sleeve version of it, and I still have the short sleeve version of it. It's one of my favorite shirts of all time. I can't find it anywhere online anymore, but this is a pretty sweet shirt. And it just kind of, the title of this episode it says habaneros. You might be able to read it. Peace through pain. It might be backwards for you. And so it's a pretty cool peace symbol, right? But it's all habanero peppers. And of course, these days there are peppers that are readily available that are much, much hotter than habaneros. But back then, over 20 years ago, like that was the hottest thing available that anybody could get reliably, at least in the Northeast. So this is one of my favorite shirts. It still fits. It does have a slight tear in the armpit, but other than that, it's good to go. So peace through pain. Who else really likes hot peppers? long distance running or has other masochistic tendencies that hopefully aren't self-harming in any way, right? What do you guys have any experience, any other portals or ways that you go into the trance state? For those of you that don't know, my name's Tellman. I'm the founder of the Get Shit Done show. I also happen to be a hypnotist or hypnotherapist. This is my 25th year anniversary of being a hypnotherapist. And to celebrate, I'm opening a new hypnotherapy office in Brattleboro, Vermont, where I'm going to be working with people face to face, one on one, doing hypnotherapy for the first time face to face in over 20 years. I've been doing stuff almost exclusively online, haven't had an office in over 20 years. And so very, very excited. Started seeing my first few clients here last week and looking forward to more. So if you're local and looking for a hypnotist, then hit me up. And if you are following me online, I do work with clients on Zoom on a very regular basis, and you can go to workwithtellman.com. That's workwithtellman.com to sign up for your first session. You get to name your own price. So you can name whatever that first session would be worth to you. Workwithtellman.com if you want to go down the path of hypnosis and hypnotherapy for working on your ability to get shit done. Hypnosis is quite a flexible type of therapy. You can use hypnosis for stress reduction. A lot of clients come in for sleep problems, overcoming insomnia, sleeping better. Very often people will come in to address fears or phobias. Sometimes weight loss is a very common use of hypnotherapy. Quitting smoking, both cigarettes and marijuana. Speaking of which, addictions, lots of different types of addictions can be addressed with hypnosis. So one of the biggest things that I've helped entrepreneurs with is a combination of money mindset, motivation, work ethic, working on the business instead of in the business, hiring, confidence, sales, right? All these are skills that you can improve using hypnosis. So it's Mac Hefner again. What's up, dude? Good to see you again. So with that said, yeah, if you're interested in signing up, go to workwithtellman.com. My name's Tellman Knutson. I'm the founder of getshitdone.com. We're a community of productivity-oriented individuals who want to help you to get shit done. So if you want to experience Get Shit Done for yourself, go to getshitdone.com and I will give you the Get Shit Done session, which is a hypnosis session, a productivity session that quite literally hypnotizes you to get shit done. So if you want to get more shit done this weekend, go sign up at getshitdone.com. Give that a listen. Let me know how it works for you. I would love to hear your feedback and your experience with it. All right, guys, this is Tellman Knutson. I'm going to call it for the day. This has been episode 214 of the Daily Get Shit Done show. We go live every single day to help you get shit done. If you have questions, please ask them. I would love to hear your questions in the comments. And if you're not already, please follow me on TikTok, subscribe on Facebook, follow me on, subscribe on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, connect with me on LinkedIn. We are streaming across all of these different platforms, and I would love to see you guys there. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is Tellman with getshitdone.com. Over and out. I hope you have an absolutely